Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I not only make a meal on camera, I make a massive meal on camera because I only eat one meal a day and I need a lot of food in order to sustain me for the entire day. From the long-time viewers of the channel, they know the best way to enjoy a video like this, that was close, is with a food or beverage of their own. So go ahead and grab that food or beverage for yourself and let's get started with the video. Hello, welcome back. It is the final day of the One Meal channel before we take a 2-day break and come back. So let's make the most of it. I hope you enjoyed the pot roast, the chuck roast with potatoes and carrots and onions yesterday. That was awesome. I did, in fact, eat all of it. I've got the crock pot all cleaned up. I didn't put any extras in the fridge. It did take me 2 sittings in order to finish it, but I did finish all of that food in the crock pot in just one day, about 24-hour period, which is kind of awesome. So that's about 2.5 pounds of chuck roast, 2.5 pounds of potatoes, because that's what you do with crock pot chuck roast, is you got equal parts potatoes and meat. I had 1 medium-sized onion and like 5 medium full-size carrots. And the sauce was awesome. The way that the house smelled was great. I kind of prefer the chicken broth even more. The chicken and dumplings more, and the chicken broth smell. I do like that the most. But that was a good change of pace, and I enjoyed doing that. And it seems like a lot of you enjoyed it as well. So, as much as let me see if I can get this without cutting my finger or losing a potato here. We're going to head back to just a normal little breakfast burrito for myself. We're going to add rice. We're going to have kind of like the egg fried rice, but I'm going to put the bacon back into it. I have been scheduled for 60 hours at that second job this week. So I'm recording my videos earlier in the day so that I can get them out to you. So frankly, I'm looking forward to this break. I love making videos for you guys. I love coming up here. It's a nice routine for me. Love seeing your comments and chatting back and forth and getting ideas of what I'm going to make in the future. But this is going to be a brutal week. I worked 12 hours yesterday because somebody didn't show up. Today I'm going to be working 8 hours, and I'm glad that I'm going to get all of this done. Hopefully in the next coming weeks, I'll have an update for you on kind of my schedule. I am looking for employment that is different from what I currently have at that second job so that I don't get scheduled for 60 hours like I did this week. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully in the next coming weeks I can give you an update on what happened and the channel can progress alongside those changes as well. So if you don't hear anything from me, you just know that some of the opportunities I'm looking at didn't work out. But that's okay, because we'll just keep on looking. So it's been a while since we've done the potatoes and bacon grease. I've missed those days. I have missed those days. We switched over to coconut oil a while back. I just had a few people say, "Where's the bacon? Bring back the bacon." And so yeah, sure enough, we did. We brought back the bacon, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, we're going to go get back to chicken here pretty soon. I have some chicken breasts sitting in the freezer right now. I didn't take any out to thaw, which is why we're going to have more of a breakfast burrito style. But frankly, even though I'm hungry right now, I did eat so much food with that pot roast yesterday that I can tell I do not need to eat a whole lot today. But if you notice with the crock-pot food, it was a lot more difficult for us to weigh our food, and it's kind of cheating because there's some moisture. That sauce that we put together has a lot of weight to it as well, and it's just not fair to weigh all that. We'll weigh our food again today, kind of a tradition that we have with the burritos and large bowls of rice. So we'll get back to weighing our food. I know a lot of you like that as well. That's good. That is good, my friends. Okay. Let's get back to business here. Yeah, I love cooking potatoes and bacon grease. The coconut oil wasn't bad. You've heard me talk about it before. It's just the smell of the coconut is kind of sweet. Then you get concerned that you're adding the sweet and savory flavors together, and then when you finally eat it, you're like, oh, I don't taste any of that sweet coconut flavor that I thought I was smelling earlier. But with the potatoes, they'll soak up all of this bacon grease. And so the quantity of this bacon grease will go from pretty substantial down to about half of what they started out with. With the coconut oil, I feel like I have the exact same amount of oil from when I start to when I finish. Yeah, the only time that oil can kind of get soaked up is when I add the rice to my meal. And I don't feel like the rice soaks it up. I feel like it's more like coating the outside of the rice. So my meals have just tasted more oily, if that makes sense, whenever I use the coconut oil. Now, I'm a big advocate of coconut oil, don't get me wrong. The oil isn't overwhelming. I don't use a whole lot of it, so it's not, I don't think it's an issue at all. I'm more so just commenting on how these two different oils act and behave differently. So let's get our onions here. We're finally down to normal sized onions, regular medium onions rather than the massive elephant sized onions before. Seriously, we'd cut those onions in half and they'd still be larger than probably this onion that I'm working with right now. But they also go bad quicker. We had our very last onion that we used out of that large bag that we had. It had seen better days. We had to basically get rid of half of it just to get down to the good stuff. So we're on to our fresh bag. These are good. Perfect. Good antioxidants, good vitamins. We got our bacon over here. We'll cut these into tiny pieces. They're a little crispier than I typically like. But it's no bother. There's no bother at all because you're just going to be into tiny little pieces. And again, we'll use a full, we will use a full container of rice, no more half rice, not this time. So let's get our eggs figured out over here. These potatoes are going to be cooked up shortly. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a quick video today. I mean, the longest amount of time that we spend on something is going to be assembling those burritos. Go. Big egg right here. Perfect. Let's get our eggs put away. Yeah, so I'm thinking about what we should make when we return here in a couple of days. And like I said, we have that big roast chicken down here that I could thaw out, put some lemons in that, see what we can put together, and just save it and add that into our regular meals, or maybe put something on the side, maybe some green beans. But I also want to look ahead. We have a lot of new subscribers and they haven't seen the chicken and dumplings. Grandma's famous chicken and dumplings. And that roast chicken is not going to be good for chicken and dumplings. I mean, maybe it is, right? But I prefer not to have any bones in mine. To be fair, my grandma did have like whole chicken legs in the chicken and dumplings, which was awesome. It's kind of satisfying where you have chicken leg, like day old was my favorite because it almost acted like a marinade. chicken leg sitting in its own broth and its own sauce with some biscuits that were more or less freshly made that had just been soaked up in there. Pretty great. But personally, I prefer there to be no bones at all, because every once in a while you get, you know, a rogue bone. Cause you a little ouchy. So I think another crock pot chicken and dumplings would be good. Roast chicken is fun for me. Some of you know that I've made YouTube videos and just videos basically ever since I was a kid. But I couldn't find like a topic or a channel or something that I was doing that I could be consistent with. Like I used to make a lot of videos on motorcycles. But then I stopped because I wasn't really interested in talking about motorcycles that I didn't personally ride. And I wasn't spending a whole bunch of money on a bunch of motorcycles to ride a whole bunch of different motorcycles. So I more so kind of just documented what I did to my own motorcycle and what I was thinking about it and a little bit of history on it. And then when I sold it, I just stopped. The channel stopped with it. So I remember kind of just experimenting with some cooking related content when I was doing steaks every single day. And I saw this video of Gordon Ramsay deboning a chicken when he was completely blindfolded. He just completely took a full chicken and just completely cut it apart into these beautiful little portions while he was blindfolded. You've probably seen it too. It has tens of millions of views. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a good useful skill to have. I should try to just debone the chicken, not blindfolded, but just like, let me just see if I can take the chicken apart. And sure enough, it was just a fun video, just a little time lapse of me up here with a whole chicken taking it apart. So when one of you commented, you're like, hey, a roast chicken would be a good thing to see. You know what? That was nostalgic to read. Now, granted, I think that I would rather cook the whole chicken in the oven and then bring it out and then maybe then let it cool down and take it apart. But it also kind of departs from the usual format of our channel. You know, when I was in Japan, I tried some different editing formats, like doing some cuts in the middle of our video. But usually we do one take, one full cut, long form, about a half hour long, and that is our video, right? Something I can do consistent. I don't spend any time in the editing room, you know, trying to put things together and send out when I might have to like work my regular job, or get distracted by other things, because I do live a pretty busy life. I got a roommate. He has interests that I help him with. I got interests he helps me with. There's a lot going on, and so just one day where, you know, a distraction comes up can set back a week of videos following. I'm not too concerned about that with the roast chicken, but my point is if I put the chicken in, I think you're going to want to look at a little bit more. You're going to want to see what it's like when it comes out. And then you're probably going to want me to take it apart and use it and plate it and put everything together. And because of that, I'm going to need to take a whole day for a video like that, probably a weekend, so that we have plenty of time to get all of that in for you. So I'm not opposed to it. I already got the chicken. I'm going to do it. But that's certainly going to be a weekend thing. Chicken and dumplings, however. Chicken and dumplings I can do any day of the week. Chicken and dumplings is so easy. The best part about chicken and dumplings is obviously the dumpling. What you do is you just take some little Pillsbury dough and you throw it in the oven, and you look at the directions on how long it's supposed to be in there, and you take it out like halfway through, where it's a little crispy on the outside but gooey on the inside, and then you throw it in the crock pot. Because if you cook them all the way through and then throw them in the crock pot, it's going to feel all like soggy. It's just going to be like a soggy biscuit, and that's no good. But if you cook it halfway through, and then throw it in there. It'll finish cooking inside of the crock pot. And you'll have these nice, I don't know, if you cook them for less, they'll come out gooey, and that's not good either. But you just have, I don't even know a good term for it. I mean, they're just dumplings. You have these nice, beautiful dumplings. So you can turn a biscuit into a dumpling. The first time I tried to make it, I threw them in there without cooking them at all first, and they completely fell apart, and it was just like this runny, doughy mess in the crock pot. And Noah was interested in having some, and he didn't know it was going to turn out like that, and so he was polite, and I think he ate like a whole bowl. And I went back for like second or thirds because the flavor was just so good, and he's like, "Hey, dude, no offense, but that's bad. The way this turned out is really bad." So my second go around, he agreed. He's like, "It's one of the best things that I've ever made." So I am curious. I mean, I do like the crock pot a lot. I feel like it's almost like you're not even cooking if you're just throwing everything into a crock pot and letting it all come together. But do you think that's cheating? Is it cheating to throw everything into a crock pot? Are you really cooking? Or are you just organizing? Are you just a good food organizer to use the crock pot? So I can't tell. All right, well, let's get this bacon in here. I mean, we're basically almost done. I'm gonna do a couple of things. So first thing is I'm gonna put some soy sauce on here. Put a little bit more salt content. As if the bacon and bacon grease wasn't enough. But I'm feeling it. My electrolytes are pretty low. I could use some electrolytes. Put the bacon in there. Potatoes are going to be nice. We'll roll this onto each other just to get that color looking good. We're going to ruin it with some egg. Let's try to get that soy sauce relatively evenly distributed. And then we'll turn up the temperature a little bit and get our 4 more eggs in there. So yeah, 8 eggs a day is ideal for me. I can't do 8 sunny side up eggs. I'll barf. It's just not. 6 is pushing it, but 4 is just right. I can eat 4 eggs and my body will feel just fantastic. But yeah, I remember doing carnivore, and like a month into eating carnivore, I switched it up and had eggs, and then a month into that, I would make eggs for myself, and my body would tell me, "You sure you want to eat that?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, they do taste good. They're good for you. What's the big deal?" And they're like, "Bro, it's eggs. Not enough." So ever since I was a kid, I've never really been a picky eater. I can eat basically about anything that's in front of me. But I have noticed there are just a couple of things that are absolutely repulsive to me, which is out of all things, I'm so ashamed of it too, because I used to love it like crazy. I still love it, to be honest. I just can't eat it anymore. Is oatmeal. Like, I just can't eat oatmeal. I can't eat like the packets of oatmeal. I can't eat like oatmeal that's made from like the Quaker Oats, little tube or whatever, little container. I can't get oats from like when you go to the store and you push on the little faucet and then it comes out and you fill it in your own bag and take it home. I've tried all sorts of things. And anything that's like that, any sort of oats that you cook up, it's so like disgusting for some reason. Add brown sugar, add whatever you want. And I can't eat it, and I just feel so bad. But the reason why I feel that way is because when I was a kid, my mom made it for me like a whole year in a row, every single day, every single morning, eating that, just that. And my body had an absolute fit near the end. So I just refused to eat it And that's the only time I hear stories, or I go over to family's house and there are kids. They're like, I'm not going to eat that. I was like, oh my God, kid, shut up. Let's just eat your food. Oh no, I don't like it. It's orange. Orange is bad. It's like, okay. It's like, dude, I love kids. Kids are great. I love spending time with my family, but come on, let's just. The kid isn't eating their food because it's the color orange. They don't eat orange things. What's up with that? I can't complain too much. I have my own. Let's just say immaturities or something like that. Eggplant is the other one. I think it's more of a texture thing, like baked eggplant. The texture is just awkward. I'll put it. It's not revolting. It's just awkward to eat. It'll have good flavor, but the texture is just very odd. So I've had fried eggplant. Fried eggplant is awesome. I love fried eggplant, but baked eggplant is just absolutely. The texture is just really, really awkward. It's really tough for me to eat. So if somebody served it to me and if I was in public, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool. Oh, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know I don't like eggplant. But frankly, if we were at like a hotel together and the continental breakfast at the end and everything was out and there was just oatmeal left, I would pass. I would just not eat breakfast at the Continental Hotel. Continental breakfast. I bring it up because like you guys have been watching me for 6 months now, and I eat the exact same thing every single day. And it hasn't just been for 6 months. It's been for 2 years. It's been for 2.5 years now. It's been for 2.5 years. Gosh, I'm gonna have to start saying that. I kept saying I've been doing this for 2 years. It's been 2.5 years of more or less eating the exact same thing every single day. And it's just fine. Oh my gosh, my body's looking at this right now. It's like, gosh, it can't wait. It can't wait for work in order to eat this. But I'm gonna have to. And I absolutely messed up by putting this inside of the sink. And we're gonna have to clean it. We have our handy dandy brush with built-in water. Or built-in water, built-in soap. Let's get this going. Okay. Dry this off. Perfect. There we go. This tortilla will be just fine. Nice and warm. Gosh, I want a flat top so bad. I think if I ever get to design my own kitchen, I think I'm just going to make it into a flat top. I think flat tops are so cool. That'd be perfect. I put all of this rice and assorted things on the flat top, and I have those 2 metal spatulas, and I mix everything together like that. It'd be great. If I was cooking fish, I could still put the pan on top of the flat top. I guess that's the issue though, is you kind of have a hard time regulating temperature on the flat top. So if you need one thing to be low and another to be high, that could be an issue. Okay, that's fair. So I'd probably get a flat top and either like, one of those electric cookers, electric stoves that you could plug in. Maybe I do something like that. Yeah, I think those flat tops are just freaking cool. So let's put this on here. Let's get ourselves wrapped up. These videos go by so fast for me. I don't know how long they go for you, but I just feel like I get started and then it's over. Perfect. And this is a perfect example of me leaving the stove on. This happened once before during one of my videos, and Noah went into the office afterwards while I was uploading. He was, do you know you left the stove on? No. All right. We had an awesome, last time we made burritos, we did a great job of separating out the weights, basically perfect. So I think it was like 0.2 0.02 pounds difference from one another. So we'll try to get close today as well. Super hot. This is not going to be a massive burrito because we don't have like our 12 ounces of chicken that we're adding to this. It's going to be a lot of rice, pretty high carb meal, which is fine for now. I guess we had high carb yesterday as well with the amount of potatoes. We'll add our chicken back here shortly. This will do good to satiate us while we're at our job. Flip this over. Oh, that is really hot. Gosh, that is really hot. Tuck this in. Yeah, and because it's 12 ounces less than what we usually have, I'm gonna have no problem wrapping this up. Again, we're not trying to impress anybody. We're not on the clock. We're not getting paid. We're just doing this for ourselves. Look at that. That's a good looking burrito. That's probably a good average size burrito, don't you think? That's the size a burrito is supposed to be. Right there, and turn it over. Yeah, that looks just fine. That looks just fine, my friends. So let's roll this over. Perfect. One more roll. I bet each of these are about a pound. I bet they're going to turn out to be about a pound each. Maybe a little bit less. And that's just fine. I'm glad that I'm not counting calories anymore. I'm glad that I tried it. I'm glad that I did it. And if you were around during the time that we tried it, I hope you enjoyed it. But I hope you also realize that every time I counted calories and I spent like 20 minutes going through all the details for the meal, what turned out was it was the exact same amount of calories every time. Exact percentage of macros, exact same everything. So while that warms up, we'll clean a little bit around the kitchen. Get our weight machine out. How much longer are you gonna do it? We're gonna wait to see everything rise a little bit. You don't get to see it rise in the microwave like me. Perfect. We're almost done. Super hot. Asbestos hands in progress. Put the last little bit of our meal down here. Put our sriracha, our good old hot sauce on it. Great. Whew. So hot. It's freshly hot off the pan. Turn it over and tuck. Make sure the inside of this, the sides of this aren't going to blow out. Good, good fold. Same here, good fold. Make sure the tuck stays good. And make sure all that air comes out of it as well. Gosh, it's so freaking hot. Ah. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, my friends. So here we go. Boop. Give it a little flip. I bet if I hold it like this too long, it will come apart. Some of you have asked, you're like, why don't you put it on the pan and just let it seal up a little bit? And you know what? That's not a bad suggestion. I may do that in the future. But frankly, it's just additional time that we're going to be spending, kind of just standing around, not doing anything. As much as I love spending time with you, I also just want to be respectful that what you are watching is, if there's actually things going on the screen. I'm either talking about something that's not absolutely boring, or I'm doing something that's not absolutely boring. So let's weigh this. 1.3, 1.37, 1.37 pounds. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. We weigh this. 1.42. 1.42. So that's not bad, right? 0.05 pounds off. 1/20th of a pound off. That's not bad at all. So I said each one of these things would be about a pound. I didn't account for the weight of the tortillas themselves, but you know, that's about, you know, 2 3/4 of a pound of food right there. This is not bad at all. So I'll either eat just one of these during work today, or I'll eat both. I'll decide when I get there. But either way, this has been the final episode of the One Meal channel for the week. If you want to continue watching and you're a first-time viewer and you've made it this long, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, or leave a comment, or a combination of all three of those things. I appreciate it. We will be back in a couple of days with some more food, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you. Bye.